spite of you, I always burn my hands into ours and keep my head above water for now. And you say the sun sounds, you've tired it down. Sun sounds, sea of sun sounds, you tired it down. Sun sounds, sea of sun sounds, you tired it down. Sun sounds, you
Hey everyone, welcome to another, I would say, AMA news announcement from me and Mr. Derek. How are you, man?
Hey, pretty good, Jasper. How are you doing?
Uh, to be honest, I could be slightly better. I'm still heavily jet lagged. Luckily for some of our team members, they called me awake. I, for some reason, fell asleep on the couch. I made it in the last second, but otherwise, it's going pretty good, man. We had some exciting 2-3 weeks for me in the States, for the other team members in their home country.
Yeah,
But
you can actually you can cover some of that, right? Because I don't think we've made a public announcement
no,
ever since that, have we? So you can kind of go
no,
through that too.
we kind of lagged or slacked on our public announcements. We did cover some of that in the dev chat, I would think. But I think one of the biggest takeaways that we realized is a lot of the people in these hectic and quick times that we're in now, they don't, I wouldn't want to say value doing a live stream. I mean, for me personally, and I think for the rest, it's always good to see a face making the announcement, showing figuratively that we're still here. But we are gonna cut down on the visual announcements. We're going to do it once a month, but we'll keep you guys updated every week through text announcements. Jet lag for a week. I got home Saturday. It's not a week yet. Also, just quick, our birthday boy is here, our resident game streamer, Mr. Frozen Fire. I want to wish
Yeah,
you a happy birthday from me, obviously also from Derek.
Yeah, happy birthday, Frozen Fire.
I love enjoy watching those streams. But yeah, so one of the biggest announcements that I'll make is that we won't be doing these once every 2 weeks. We're going to do these once every week. And then the dev chats with game updates we'll do once every 2 weeks. It will be solely based on the game. I know A lot of the game development is at the stage now where it's building out minor mechanics. It's a lot of bug testing.
Right.
It is getting the game onto blockchain. Am I right, Darren?
Yeah, yeah, it is. It's at that period now where there's kind of like lots of moving parts, lots of communication across the team to make sure that everything's kind of like uh, everybody's working towards obviously like that there's nothing slipping through the cracks, right? Um, yeah, yeah, that's kind of where it's at now. I did go over it a bit in the dev chat, but I know that probably people tune into this and may not have tuned into that. So um, we are still kind of working on that like a specific developer roadmap, a pretty deep one, pretty deep kind of dev roadmap. There will probably be one that we also kind of have more for like public that's not as specific and doesn't cover like a lot of the agile kind of things, but that should be coming up soon. So we have that, and then as far as like other kind of developments, we basically I think yeah, I did say it in the dev chat, but we've been covering over the database. So basically we're to the level where we're doing 1-1s now. When I say that, I mean that we track individual Nemots at this point in the database, so that then those can be hooked from the database to the marketplace for the NFTs or whatever. So it's kind of like getting that game to database portion, right? So that then that other portion can kind of go smoothly as well, right? So
Yeah, it is. It is just making sure those scoundrels watching the chat won't cheat the system. It's
yeah,
a lot of security as well, especially with the
right,
marketplace, with the minting.
right,
Marketplace obviously is very important for the economy. Economy is very important for the sustainability of the game. We went with team too permissionless. My initial thought, given all the problems that crypto had at the time, one of the main speakers was actually Do Kwon from Luna. Obviously, he canceled last minute. I would say my thought going in was that everyone would be kind of depressed. It wouldn't be an enjoyable event while everyone was being in the burn market, but the polar opposite. The moment I walked in, the atmosphere was amazing. Uh, Normally, I think in technology, competition is cutthroat. Here it was different. It felt like everyone wanted to help each other and get out of the bear market together.
yeah,
So that was the biggest takeaway that I immediately had. uh, Overall, the quality of people there, it was amazing. It was my second event, my first big, I mean third. My first was obviously in Miami, but back then we didn't have to showcase as much as we do right now.
yeah,
I think Amsterdam was a turning point for me because then I could show the economy, I could show a
right,
game being in alpha, and now in permissionless we're even much further than that. Went to some amazing talks. One of the talks was hosted by the CEO of Unix. Unix is probably one of the largest Web3 guilds out there right now. We're actually in talks with them. We met them on day 2 after the talk. Then we went again on day 3. Their CEO was super impressed by the game, by the popularity, that it could have the whole ecosystem of having the Nemots. We had a meeting with him right after the brand manager or the partnerships developer or whatever the fancy title is. He requested.
Head of partnerships, I think. Something like
Yeah,
that.
he requested immediately another chat. So that is something that was really good from it. Me and Alin, we went to a party hosted by Huobi. We met a lot of interesting venture capitalist firms there. Obviously, met with Huobi. It was a private party, but we got invited because they were really interested in getting the game on their new chain. That is something that was a really good takeaway from it. Obviously, we had it's been really amazing. I've, it's difficult, Derek, man. There were so many impressions there.
Yeah.
We met with Player One. We finally cracked the game. Where is Player One? Well, he was at permissionless. He introduced us to another VC. They were really interested in our product, and we're getting close. We're getting close, man. It's been
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, and I mean, like, kind of like you said, during these bear markets, right? Like we just keep building. We just keep building, and we just keep like connecting, and we just keep hustling, and
Now is the time to connect and build and develop,
exactly,
and
exactly.
then ride the next bull wave.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people, if they do listen in, they're probably going to read back the notes. I know that to the general audience, we have been quite silent the last month. That doesn't mean we were sitting still and on our asses. We actually ramped up when it came to development, building partnerships. Because, like Derek said, now is the time to develop. Now is the time to prepare for the bull market. I know we missed April 16. We missed the date that we promised. Hindsight 2020, it's probably a really good thing that we missed it, because right after
Yeah.
the craziness happened, and it's been tough on a lot of tokens, on a lot of coins. So hindsight must be.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it's a good thing, but I can understand people are a little bit frustrated. So this week, hopefully, the agile roadmap planning system is finalized by Derek. Then we can offer some better insight. I can tell you right now that we do aim to launch in Q3. One of the biggest takeaways we got from VCs, from other gaming studios, is they advised us strongly not to use hard dates. Best is to use quarterly dates, and once you get closer to finalizing the product, then it's time to pinpoint a specific date. But for now, for everyone, game is going to be live Q3. Marketplace is going to be live Q3. And the token will be live in Q3.
Yep.
So, yeah, that is. It's not going to be this month, especially after Phantasma being hacked twice, their tokens being locked after the XC Infinity bridge hack. We put a lot more effort and a lot more attention towards security. I know you're all waiting to get access to your tokens. I know you're all waiting eagerly to play the game, but we do feel, especially in the market conditions, it is now the time for us to put even more focus on development and increase our MVP. MVP is like a term that you can use as a developer to launch whatever you want, because MVP can be perceived differently depending on the developer. But I do want to say that our MVP right now is it's going to be the game in a pretty well advanced state. We're gonna have all these things up. We're gonna have the marketplace up. All the starter deck integration is done. We're a lot further than we were supposed to do the MVP in April.
Yeah, and it's so that stands for minimum viable product. It's so the idea is it's supposed to be at a level in which you can tell if there is market interest in something, right? That's kind of the basis for it. Ours will probably be towards a further along MVP because there's going to be quite a bit of kind of the functioning stuff in it, right? And a big focus on getting those syncs in, and so that obviously it generates revenue as well, right? So yeah.
Yeah, I'll answer this question later because I want to hit back on permissionless. There was a lot of talk about gaming and metaverse, and one of the biggest takeaways, and that's one of the biggest takeaways we have in our pitch deck, that there are currently two problems in play to earn games. The biggest one, I don't want to say the biggest one, they're equally big, but the first one is being games are not fun to play. The current P2E games feel like it's a grind to generate income. That's why they want to shift away from play to earn, and they want to make the trend more at play and earn. Just play fun games and earn on the side as an extra benefit. And I think our game, it is quite niche or niche, whatever pronunciation you want to use, both are accepted. It is quite niche because it's a card strategy game, but it's a card strategy game that is easy to play but difficult to master. That's a term that I heard from another investment firm
Yeah.
and gaming studio as well. And the second, obviously, being the economies are not stable. The first wave, the first generation of P2E or play and earn games, they were kind of set up as a Ponzi. A new player would mean there's exit liquidity for an existing player. And
Right.
that's where our game differentiates. We benefit more from recurring players. So that's why we put the essence of the game at player retention, making sure people play, making sure they want to grind their card to the maximum level. That's why we introduced a profit sharing pool as well, because we don't necessarily, of course, we benefit from new players because they have to buy the starter deck and the season pass. But with our game economy, we also benefit from people playing, people buying repair packs, people
Right.
maybe buying other starter decks, people minting their Nemots. So that is one of the things that differentiates our game from the first wave. And of course, our game is fun to play once you get in it, especially once the NFTs are live and you have a fish light, then the game is already you're at the final stage of the game.
Right.
And to to answer Matt's question once again, are we going to see the roadmap this week with quarterly estimates? The biggest thing we're doing right now, because everyone is eagerly waiting for it, is getting. We're building out an agile roadmap planning with sprints to the MVP. That is the biggest takeaway. I can already, for instance, tell that for mobile, Android is aimed at Q4, iOS at Q1, but we'll make it all in a nice, well created. Uh, how do you say it? Not like a photo.
a visual, I guess you could
Yeah,
just say a
official.
nice
Yeah,
visual
yeah.
roadmap.
We have an amazing artist in Peter Paul. He's been really stepping it up now because we are also shifting towards getting more attention on the
Right.
Nemots than just on Wildcard. We feel that with the Nemots, we have the potential to do something like Pokemon. In Pokemon, you have the cards, you have Pokemon Go, it's an AR game, you have Pokemon Snap, it's a simple game. You have all other Pokemon Stadium. Like, we want to put the focus on our characters and then build out games. Wildcard obviously will, I don't want to call it a triple A game of the
Yeah.
Pokemon franchise, but that is
Right.
going to
Right.
be the biggest bang. Then
Yeah.
obviously we had mini games in our previous project. They will be rebranded as well. We will bring them out. Hopefully we can start playing the first one next week. And then we might even build it out in a
Yeah.
little play a nerd model.
Yeah, yeah, that's the cool thing about it too, right? Is by focusing on the characters and the Nemots and that kind of thing, and then branching into these different games, we're going to bring a lot of like kind of cross interest, so to speak, right? Because maybe there are people out there who aren't into the card game thing, but they like the Candy Crush style kind of games, right? And it features the same characters, that kind of thing. So maybe they
Actually,
will buy
uh,
some merch or something of the
actually,
items.
you're getting kind of into the Candy Crush games as well while you're developing one, right?
Kind of, yeah. So yeah, I was saying that like um I had, I've played match 3 games before, like those, but it's been a long time since I have played a match 3 game, and so as kind of like working through one of these kind of over the weekend, uh, yeah, I was like, wow, I could really see how this could be very addictive, because I was like, I just need to test it one more little time here, and but yeah.
I do want to stress out for the people that might be worried that Derek is now fully addicted to our similar game as Candy Crush. Or we will make sure he follows the sprints and the agile roadmap.
Yeah, don't
Uh,
worry, guys. Yeah. Wild card is the priority and everything, but yeah, I did give it a nice, 5-10 minutes of playthrough. So gotta
yeah, this
test it. Gotta test it.
yeah no, but it is since we're setting for Q3. We thought, and especially with our shifting the focus on the Nemots wildcard, Nemots. We haven't thought of a name. I like Demon because you have to match 3 Nemots to bring them back into the orb, kind of how you catch a Pokemon with a Pokeball. That's
Yeah,
actually not a bad idea. Match 3 and get it.
yeah,
But it is something to raise awareness while we're continuing developing. It is a smart marketing tool. It came up during a team meeting that we should do it, and I really like it, and it makes sense.
yeah.
So that is something where actually this is a question which is true because you told me it got so much more
It,
addictive.
yeah, yeah. Like, yeah. Basically, it has some of the wild card music in it. So it does have some of those songs, and yes, they blend very well to even that match 3 style of probably not. I'm not very good. Yeah, even in the little bit that I've done, I have a hard time getting past like level 2. I only make it to level. I make it to level 2 fairly regularly, but not really beyond. So
The way we envision it, and obviously it's not finalized. I should probably be talking about it. Also, please, our lovely note taker Sarah, don't take this up in your notes. Is that we
off the
want to
cuff.
make it like an arcade style of thing. Obviously, it's going to be free to play. We're looking at Facebook gaming, but then also we want to make something fun where you have to pay X amount of Matic, probably somewhere in the cent region, have a leaderboard, and then return Matic based on percentages, based on amount of players, something like that, something fun where you can win. First, obviously, being the big prize, but that's how we want to integrate blockchain into it, make it.
Yeah, and then make it kind of like to the daily leaderboard, so that each day it kind of resets. So if you didn't win one day, you can try another day and maybe get that first place.
Maury, your high scores won't be ignored. So don't worry about it. It is not going to be Telegram based.
Yeah.
Anyways, I think we discussed it all for now, Derek.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it's I do realize our communication towards the general public, especially because of us traveling to permissionless, hasn't been the best in the last month, especially after the delays in April. We understand the frustration. We understand the frustration with the current market conditions. I can't make up excuses for our lack of communication. I do want you and everyone listening in are watching it back realize that we haven't been sitting still. Actually, we've ramped up, as Derek said, our development. We ramp up our partnerships building, and we can see the how do you say it? Like
Light at the end of the tunnel.
yeah, it's light at the end of the tunnel. I know I wanted to use a saying. The fruits were ripe for the plucking, but I think that's Dutch.
No, I mean it works, and it works. It works.
Yeah, or something.
I've heard that before.
You harvest what you sow.
You reap what you sow. Yeah.
Yeah. That is. Yeah, sorry. It's sometimes when it comes to sayings and speaking.
Usually that's a negative thing, though. Like, at least what I understand it, when you reap what you sow, it's like usually a negative thing. You've got to like.
Yeah, but in Dutch it's actually positive. But
it's a positive thing. We changed it.
No. We've got like weird sayings like monkey comes out of the sleeve. You probably wouldn't know.
No idea. Yeah.
That is when finally the truth comes out, but not in a good way.
The monkey comes out of the sleeve.
To keep it Nemot based, buying a cat in the bag is another one.
Oh, yeah, I kind of have heard that one. Let the cat out of the bag. Yeah.
Buying a cat in the bag is
buying
when
a
you
cat
buy...
in a bag. Is this like a Schrodinger's cat kind of thing, where you're not sure what kind of cat it is?
This is when you buy something and it turns out to be really awful, bad quality, something like that. So apologies if I sometimes use weird sayings, but it's because when I translate it straight out of Dutch, it turns out like this. And I know Maury is Dutch, so he probably understands this as well. Anyways, I do want to thank everyone for hopping in. I do want to stress out that it's really important to like, share, and subscribe to this video. And also, it is really important to follow all our social media, since we will be bringing out the news in text form more regularly, less through 32 minutes long AMAs. We
Right.
value everyone's times. So we'll see you all next week. Thank you for joining in. Thank you, Derek, for being here. Once again, slight apologies for the delay. The jet lag got me sleeping on the couch, and I want to see everyone in a month.
Yep. Actually, we'll see him.